All right, let's talk about one of the biggest rumors swirling around in tech right now, Apple, and its long awaited foldable phone. But here's the thing. The chatter suggests this isn't just going to be another foldable. No, Apple is reportedly rethinking the entire category from the ground up.
So just imagine this for a second. I want you to forget about those super tall, kind of skinny, remote control looking foldables you've seen. Instead, what if your iPhone could fold up, neatly in half, becoming as compact and solid as a passport? That's the idea we're digging into today, and honestly, it could be a total game changer.
Okay, but before we get to Apple's big idea, we've got to understand the problem they're even trying to solve. I mean, why does the current foldable market even need a shakeup? If you look at the major players out there right now, folks like Samsung, you start to see a really consistent design choice. The phones are tall and narrow when they're folded up, and they unfold into an even taller, still kind of narrow big screen. And while that's pretty good for scrolling through social media, it creates a very specific issue.
And this right here, this really highlights a clear weakness. When you try to watch a movie or a YouTube video on one of these tall foldables, you get these huge, distracting black bars at the top and bottom. It's just wasted space. Your standard smartphone, on the other hand, has a screen shape that's way closer to the video content we all watch, so you get a much better, more immersive experience.
So, keeping that problem in mind, let's check out how Apple is reportedly planning to just toss the rulebook out the window. We're not talking about a little tweak here. This is a whole new way of thinking about the shape of a phone. The Indian Express actually put it really well. They said Apple is getting ready to throw away the rulebook. It really feels like the company is just ignoring what everyone else is doing and starting from a completely different point of view. So here's the nitty-gritty. The rumored design is wider and it's shorter, which gives it that distinct passport-like feel. We're hearing about a 4:3 aspect ratio, which, by the way, is so much better for watching widescreen video. The whole design actually reminds a lot of people of the old BlackBerry Passport. Yeah, remember that one? A device that was really built for getting work done on its unique, almost square screen. Now, a change this big on the outside, well, it has huge implications for the software on the inside. A wider screen doesn't just look different, it completely changes how it feels to use, and it could bring an almost iPad-like experience right into your pocket.
It really seems like the big goal here is to finally bridge that gap between the iPhone and the iPad. With all that extra horizontal real estate, apps can have much richer interfaces, moving beyond just a single list of information to more complex, more useful layouts.
And the most obvious win? True side-by-side multitasking. I mean, imagine having your Notes app open right next to a web page or your messages running alongside your calendar. This brings a level of productivity that's just kind of clumsy on a regular iPhone, but would feel totally natural on a wider screen. Okay, but here's a really crucial point. Even though the experience will feel more like an iPad, the sources are making it clear that the device will still run iOS. So what does that mean? It means you'll probably get that core iPhone multitasking with two apps side by side, but not the more complex multi-window stuff you see on a full iPadOS device. Apple designing a different kind of phone is one thing, but why should that matter to everyone else? Well, that brings us to what people often call the Apple effect. When Apple enters a market, it doesn't just compete. It often completely redefines it. I mean, think about the iPod, the iPhone, the Apple Watch. The company has this incredible history of taking an idea that's already out there and making it the standard for everyone. The thinking is they could do the exact same thing for foldables. And what's wild is that we're already seeing proof of this. Even before an iPhone Fold has been announced, competitors are reportedly shifting their plans. Huawei has announced a widescreen device. Samsung and Google are both rumored to be working on wider designs too. It's like the rest of the industry is already bracing for Apple's move and trying to get ahead of it. But all of this excitement, all this innovation, it runs smack into one giant wall. The biggest hurdle that could stop this whole new standard right in its tracks. And yeah, it's the one you're probably thinking of, the price. $2,000. That's the rumored price point we're talking about. It's a massive, massive investment, and it puts this device in a super exclusive category, way beyond what you'd pay for a normal flagship phone. And for that kind of money, you're also dealing with the realities of any first-generation product, right? It's probably not going to be perfect. Reports are suggesting it might not have the best battery life. And yep, even with all of Apple's incredible engineering, there might still be a visible crease right down the middle of that very expensive screen. So that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? The design has the potential to set a new standard for the whole industry, and maybe, finally, make foldables a mainstream thing. But are people actually going to be willing to pay that kind of premium for innovation, especially when you know there are risks with a first-gen device? Well, that's the $2,000 question.